Today I have some new discoveries for you. I have some new skincare that is so cool, and I also have several new skincare devices to share with you today. If you're not familiar with this series, it is basically where I share with you the newness, the stuff that has either been sent to me or that I have purchased and is worth your attention. I want you to look at these videos like a digital magazine. Clearly, nobody needs all the devices I'm going to share with you, nor all the skincare. And if you are somebody who's around my age or older, you may have been one of those people that would go to Barnes & Noble, pick out like 3 or 4 magazines, go sit in a big comfy chair and just peruse those magazines, peruse the beauty sections. I did that. I have such fond memories of doing that. That is what I hope is what you see with these videos. It is just a digital magazine so that you can kind of see some of the newness that is out there. So I want to get right into it. One of the coolest things that I've discovered recently is by the brand Elizabeth Arden. This is from the Prevage City Smart line. This is an SPF of 50. Now, I came to find this after my interview with Dr. Danya Roche, which I will link. If you did not see that, you should watch that. It's such a good video, so much great information. But I went down the rabbit hole of SPF and DNA repair enzymes. I really wanted to have another alternative to the Lightsaver that I really like, and also the Neova Silk Sheer. Both of those are really great sunscreens, but I just wanted to see if there was anything else out there since the last time I looked for a good DNA repair enzyme sunscreen. And I came across this one, and it is an SPF of 50. It is zinc and titanium dioxide. It has a very slight tint. It's very, very, very sheer, and it has all 3 of the DNA repair enzymes in it. Honestly, it checks every single box for me. Now, that's not all that's in here. It also has green tea, and it has ferulic acid, and it has iron oxides, which are really good with visible light. It's just chock full of good stuff when it comes to sun protection and kind of the extra added great ingredients. Now, when I first got it and when I first tried it on my face and on the back of my hand, I have to tell you, because I think it's really important if you decide you want to get this, that when I first put it on, I thought, uh-oh, it's going to be greasy, because it really feels emollient. It really has a ton of slip in it. It is oil free, but it definitely like slides onto your face. That's the best way I can describe it. And it's shiny at first. It looks really shiny. And so honestly, my very first impression was, I'm not gonna like this, even though I love the ingredient deck. Well, obviously I decided just to let it dry down, and it dries down to the most beautiful skin, like I'm talking like looks like your skin, only better. Little tiny bit of a glow, but not like a sheen, like your skin just got a little boost. The tint is very sheer. It's not any coverage whatsoever. I mean, maybe the tiniest bit of coverage, but not really. It's really more like it gives you a tiny bit of a evening out of your complexion versus coverage. Now, again, it is SPF 50. It has that zinc and titanium dioxide. It comes in this pump form, which is pretty cool. I put on a generous amount today, and you can see that it was very shiny at first. And then I did some chores. I did a few things, maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and then I came back to show you. I am wearing it right now, and the only additional thing I put on my face, not my eyes obviously or my lips, but on my face is a little bit of bronzer from CL, their liquid bronzer. That's all I have on my face, and I actually think it's like, wow, that could be a summertime like makeup duo where your skin still just looks like skin, but it's protected. So this was a huge and very positive new discovery for me. So that is the City Smart by Elizabeth Arden from the Prevage line. Okay, so next let's talk about newness from Photozyme. This is their GFS Plus. This is their 0.3 retinol. So this is really exciting, you guys, because they already have a 0.5 retinol, and then they already have a 1% retinol, right? So now, kind of like Medicate has, or some of these other brands that have the sort of stair-stepping up in strength of retinol, they have a 0.3. So if you are somebody who is really sensitive to retinoids, or if you are somebody who wants to have something to cycle off every 3rd day or something like I do. So what I do is I do a tretinoin, I do a retinaldehyde, I do a retinol, and I kind of rotate like that. I find that my skin never gets sensitive. I never get red and flaky and dry. And so for me, I constantly have that vitamin A on my skin at night, but It's almost like skin cycling, only with various strengths of a retinoid. Now, this one also has Backuchiol in it. Now, Backuchiol has been called a retinol or a vitamin A alternative, and honestly, I feel like the jury's out on that one just a little bit. Dermatologists that I super trust and really revere have said it's not actually a retinol alternative, but it is a fantastic antioxidant, and yes, it may actually give some of the same kind of effects as a retinoid, like may help with collagen production, may help with, skin turnover, it may help do some of the same things that vitamin A's do, but a lot of the people I really respect are like, it is not exactly like a retinol. However, I did find a study out of the British Journal of Dermatology, and I'm going to read to you their conclusion. It says, our study demonstrates that Backuchiol is comparable with retinol in its ability to improve photoaging and is better tolerated than retinol. Backuchiol is promising as a more tolerable alternative to retinol. So that was pretty cool. Now this study, and I will put it up on the screen, but this study had like 44 people over 12 weeks. So it wasn't like a huge study, but it's a promising study. And I know that there are others like that. So if you're somebody who has trouble with retinoids or whatever, just know that this one exists. Also, if you're somebody that wants to get into, vitamin A at night, you're just starting out on that journey, these brands that are coming out with these kind of stair-stepping kind of to acclimate to the vitamin, I really like that, because when you finish one bottle, you can move to the higher strength if you want to. When you finish that, you could move to the higher strength after that. And that way you never go through that really awful time and end up dry and flaky and itchy and all the things, because the most important thing with vitamin A is consistent use. It is not use the highest thing that you can use and quit. It's the long haul. It is slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. So really excited about this one. So remember, if you go to look for this, the lowest strength is the 0.3. Now, the other thing I wanted to let you know about it, because I've tried all of them, I've tried the 0.5 and the 1, is that this one is a little bit less slippy, silicone-y. It feels a little bit lighter, like lighter weight. And if you've used GFS, you know what I'm talking about. They have a little bit of a slip, which actually I really like, because I feel like it's a buffer so that you get no irritation or less irritation. This one feels even lighter weight than the other two from the brand. And it may just be because of that lower retinol formulation, kind of thing, the balance of ingredients, but it's absolutely beautiful and highly recommend this entire GFS line. Next, we're going to talk about an essence that is kind of blowing my socks off, and I wish it didn't because it's kind of expensive, but it is by the brand Forlle'd. Now, I talked about this recently in my PM routine. I picked this up actually at a local spa, and I love it. It is Japanese skincare, and it is packed with ingredients that are so fantastic for your skin. It isn't anything like revolutionary, but I will say that when I use this, I feel like instantly my skin just looks healthier. And I know that it's because of hydration, but I haven't had that feeling with an essence, like this kind of an essence, for a really long time. So I was so pleasantly surprised by this. And the ingredient decks, seriously, when you look at my ingredient decks that I do where I color code them, you can always tell when something has blocks of blue how good of an ingredient deck it is. It is jam-packed with amino acids. It has obviously humectants in there. It has things in here that are going to deeply nourish your skin, just really saturate the tissue. I like to think of it almost like a sponge, and we're just kind of filling up the sponge with water, let's say, and then especially at night, I like to seal everything in so it locks it in, all that goodness locked in. Anyway, this has been just a really great find. It's Hyalogy. This one is the P-Effect Refining Lotion. I've tried them all. I have actually tried them all, and I have to say I like them all. I've also tried the Platinum one, which looks like, it looks kind of like glimmery inside. I've also tried another one for extra dry skin, and that one is like serious hydration for dry skin. This one is kind of the Goldilocks in my opinion, and I think a lot of people kind of spanning all skin types would really enjoy this one. I just think it's really interesting in its simplicity and in its effectiveness. All right, the next thing is actually a shampoo. And you guys probably know that I'm obsessed with my Roz shampoo and conditioner. I mean, obsessed. And I'm not the only one who's obsessed. Both my kids, my son is 15 years old, and he kept stealing my Roz shampoo and conditioner. So during the Sephora sale, I actually bought him his own set. Plus I bought refills because I'm refilling everybody's shampoo and conditioner. I don't think we've ever all agreed on one shampoo and conditioner that we love so much. So I have been really obsessed with that because I love the way that it cleans my hair, leaves it a little bit bouncy, but also leaves it looking like it's smoothed. It's kind of this crazy combination. I've talked about it before. So when this brand sent this to me, I have to say that it sat for a little while because I don't wash my hair every single day. And every time I wash my hair, I didn't want to not wash my hair with the Roz shampoo and conditioner. So this kind of went neglected for just a little while. What it is by the brand Small Wonder, and it is actually a powder shampoo. Now, I gotta say, I also let it sit because I thought for sure a powder shampoo could not possibly be hydrating enough for my hair. I thought it's going to strip my hair. I'm going to be sorry, even if I test it out. I just felt like I was wary of using it, right? And of course, finally, I'm like, they sent this to me. I owe it to them to test it out. I will give them honest feedback, and that's where we'll go with this. So I tested it. It is so good. It is so good. It doesn't strip your hair at all. In fact, it leaves your hair feeling super shiny and really hydrated. It's gorgeous. I mean, I honestly was like, as soon as I used it, I thought, oh my gosh, I almost feel like I owe them an apology because I took so long to try it out and I had no faith. So I did message the owner, or I messaged my contact there, and just said, yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. They let me know that they're coming out with some other products and they have some other things. And so when I get those, I will happily test those out as well and let you know. Here's the thing. This is perfect for travel. And now that I know that it cleans my hair so well and doesn't strip my hair, I'm super excited about this because I have so much traveling coming in the summertime. We go camping, we have travel plans as a family, stuff like that. And it is kind of hard to travel with your shampoo and your conditioner. Although I never want to not travel with my shampoo and conditioner because I don't want to get to a hotel or something like that and rely on their shampoo and conditioner and then be really sorry. So now I have this really travel-friendly way to travel with my shampoo. And I'm super excited about it because it's really, really good, you guys. You literally just depress one time. It puts this powder into the palm of your hand. You add some water to it. It makes foam. Put it in your hair and it's beautiful. So that is Small Wonder shampoo. And like I said, when I get more from this brand, I will definitely share. And thank you to Small Wonder for being so patient with me while I was being skeptical on the other end, and I shouldn't have been. So there you go. Okay, a Gradual self-tanner that I really, really love is by Coco and Eve. This is a new one. It is their Sun-Kissed Gradual Tanning Lotion. You guys, this is so good. It smells so good. It leaves you brown, not in any way orange. And the first time that you use it, even though it's a gradual self-tan, you actually get some color. You know how you have gradual self-tans and you use it one time and you're like, did anything happen? I mean, I know it's gradual, but anything? This one gives you enough color where you're like, okay, I have a touch of golden. I have a sun kiss. And now if I use it again, I'll get a little bit more. And maybe by the third time I use it, I'll actually look like I have a self-tan. That is perfect for me. This one smells really good. I did not notice the DHA smell come out later. Like I didn't notice that I started to get stinky later from the DHA. So that's a big plus. And the bottle is almost 7 ounces. So you get quite a bit. I love that it is in just a simple tube. Just make it easy on us. We don't need, all the faff. It is perfect. So this is one of those things where I feel like between this and some Vaseline for barrier on your heels and your cuticles, and you are good to go for the summer. All right, let's get into devices. I have 4 different devices to share with you, and 2 of them I just want to find out from you which one you would like to hear about first after I test it. So let's start there We're going to talk about the Tria. This is the Smooth Beauty Laser. This is a fractional laser. You may remember this. This one was around for a long time and it was super popular, and then it went away and now it's back. It has come back. And I remember how popular this was many, many years ago, but I didn't use it. Now, this one, like I said, is fractional. It is also non-ablative. And what that means is it's not going to actually dust out the surface of your skin. You're not going to see any punctures. You're not going to see broken skin at all. No broken skin. It works in your dermis in like micro channels of energy to cause collagen stimulation. That's the whole idea behind a fractional laser like this. Now, the way that you would use this is 5 nights a week for the first 12 weeks. So it's a pretty big commitment. And then you can go into like maintenance mode. So this one is supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles. It is supposed to help with boosting collagen, obviously, that kind of thing. They also say that it helps with pores and that it helps to fade like sun damage, discoloration, etc., stuff like that. So I got this one out of the box and I just want to show you. It looks like this. I have not used it yet. Now, funny enough, my dear friend Gabby also got the Tria laser. And so we were like, hey, let's do this together and we'll compare notes. This was just a couple days ago. I have this other laser as well, and I did tell her that I'm going to ask my community what they really want to hear about first before I totally commit to using this. But I got to tell you, she used it first night. I actually turned it on. She used it first night and she turned it all the way up. She turned it on to the highest setting and she texted me and was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, my whole face is red. I'm really hot right now. And I'm like, what? You went into the very top, you went at the highest energy, because that is what a lot of us do. And it's a legit laser. Like, it actually does mimic kind of an in-office situation, a fractional laser that is going to get you nice and spicy. If you decide that you want to try it, please do not go in and think, oh, it's just an at-home laser. I'm going to go the highest setting and it'll be fine because it's probably pretty weak. It is not weak. It is actually super duper potent and probably stronger than most of the at-home lasers on the market. So do go in with caution and start on the lower settings and work your way up. And I did get permission from Gabby to share her story because I'm like, oh, this will be a good warning for people. So that's the Tria laser. So that's one that I think is really interesting and new, but not new. It's new again. So that one is up. So let me know once you hear about these others, which one you want me to test out. The other one is the Reviv. This is by DermRays and it is the Reviv laser. So this one uses 1064 diode laser technology. I'm just going to read this to you. It utilizes a professional grade 1064 nanometer wavelength laser similar to those used in clinical settings to penetrate deep into the dermis without damaging the epidermis. This stimulates collagen production and targets pigmentation issues. Okay, now this one delivers up to 10 joules per centimeter squared of energy. So that's pretty strong, especially for an at-home laser situation. It does have a, let's see, oh my gosh, you guys, this is interesting. It says this energy density is reported to be 2.78 times higher than the Nira laser and over 100 times that of the Lima laser, which that's pretty interesting. That's obviously some marketing, but that's really interesting. It has a built-in cooling system and it has enhanced sensor sensitivity, which means upgraded tip sensors allow for easier use on areas like your forehead, which if you've ever used a laser, like even in clinic, when you use a laser sometimes on the bony parts, if it doesn't have the right contact, it won't fire, like on purpose. And so it has extra, they've improved the sensors apparently. This might be a 2nd gen or something like that, so that on those bony areas you can actually use the device, because sometimes you can't with some of these. Sometimes they will not work on bony areas, and this may not either. Like when it gets, the area gets too kind of like bony and there's not enough cush for it to kind of get there, it won't fire, and you really don't want it to. So let's go through the benefits that they say you can get from this laser. It says reduced fine lines and wrinkles, and they say clinical tests reported a 26.37 reduction in the number of wrinkles and a 25.82 reduction in wrinkle size after 56 days of use. Now I'm just reading to you. This is probably not an independent clinical study or anything like that. That is probably their in-house, clinical. So please do take that for what it's worth. It says it improves skin texture and tone. Users observed smoother skin with improved gloss and reduced pore size. It targets pigmentation. It says it effective in reducing melanin, thereby improving uneven skin tone and reducing pigmentation issues. And then they say it's non-invasive and convenient. Okay, so what is the frequency? Oh, shoo, that was just the battery. That would be really bad. Okay, so the frequency, this one says that for the first 2 weeks, you use it 3 to 4 times a week, and then the next 3 weeks, you use it 2 to 3 times a week, and then after that, you use it once or twice a month. So that one is a little bit easier to, there's not as much of a commitment. There's not that 3 months of using it 5 days a week. So there is that. So what I would love for you to do is let me know between the Tria and the Reviv from DermRays, which one would you guys like me to test out? What I think I would do is I want to do my pictures with my reveal camera, and then I will do whichever one, and I will do updates along the way, and then I will do a final after whatever they say is there. Here's where you should see some difference, and I'll take a final picture with my reveal camera again. So if you let me know, I will test one of them. Okay, next device is by Higherdose. You guys, this one I actually had a prototype. And so I was testing this little device for a really long time, and it is so cool. It is a body sculpting device. Now, I want to be really careful about that because I do not want anyone to think that any device that we're going to use at home is going to sculpt our body. However, I do think that we can move lymph, and I do think that we can help with microcurrent and stuff with our skin quality. I think we can do a lot of things with these body devices, but obviously the best way to sculpt your body is by lifting weights, you know, stuff like that. So let's put that aside. This is going to do what as much as an at-home body device can do. And it is definitely the best one that I have ever tried. I tried the New Body, which was by New Face, long time ago. I ended up gifting it to someone in the community because I just never used it. I never grabbed for it. I did not find that it did anything for me. I mean, I didn't notice any results whatsoever. Ergonomically, it was funky to use, and I just really rarely reached for it, right? So I gave it away. Come to find out, that person that I gave it to gave it away also. Almost a similar circumstance. She was like, I ended up giving it away. And I'm like, that's okay. I understand completely. So I often don't have a lot of faith in body devices. This one looks like, the box looks like this. And let me tell you that I know because of the prototype that they spent a lot of time and thought, because the prototype is a little bit different than what they actually ended up finally putting out. So they really went through a lot of iterations to get it right. Now, what you're looking at here is the actual device. And it is basically, it's EMS microcurrent here. It has LED. And on this side, you'll see it lays flat on a charging port. So you just lay it on its charging port, and that's how it charges. And basically you can use it to kind of like tone. You can use it for skin quality, definitely use it for moving lymph and kind of sculpting that way for sure. It also has been shown to be really good. And this is anecdotal from my people at Higherdose when we've chatted about this, for after working out for like recovery. I've never used it that way because I didn't put that together, but my friend at Higherdose is like, yeah, it's amazing after a workout. She said it is so great. It helps with, you know, muscle recovery and all that stuff. Also, it has several it has several levels, and this is not weak. Like, this is not weak at all. In fact, I would want to caution you, this is not for your face. This is not for your face. And we were talking about that, and I said, I have to caution the community because the very first thing people are going to think is, oh, it's super strong. I want to do this. Because of course, don't we all want to do that? You don't want to do that because actually this is too high of a microcurrent for your face. So please don't do that. If you decide you want to get this, this is for your body, not for your face. So you can see it has the two probes here. They're separated, so they are two separate probes. And it just is really easy to use. Like, it's ergonomic. It feels like this giant body gua sha. Like, it is so easy to use. And like I said, you just lay it flat to charge it. Now I'm going to redo a little bit off the back of the box. So it says high output microcurrent, and that is no joke. It is high output microcurrent. And then it's supercharged with red light. So it has the the 630 and it also has 830 in the red light in there. But really, honestly, for me, this one is the manual massage plus that high output microcurrent. That's what you're getting this for. Now, in the box, you get their conductive gel and you also get a magnesium spray, because the conductive gel, you got to keep it hydrated. And I do find that you got to keep spraying that. It does not stay hydrated for a super long time. That is okay. It has a really amazing ingredient deck that is perfect to use with this kind of a device. What I have noticed personally is that I actually like to top it off with Fulvic minerals. So I love the magnesium spray that comes in this box, but I gotta tell you that I have been using this stuff for long enough from them that I just started putting some Fulvic on with it and I love it. Fulvic is so great for when you're doing microcurrent treatments, and especially great because it is super affordable. You get this for like 20 bucks or less, and it's giant, so it's great for when you're doing body work and you need a lot of it. So that is another new device from Higherdose. It is on, they're just launching it right now, and we get a preview. This community gets a preview, and it will start shipping June 30th. So if you're one of those people that wants to get in the beginning and get one of the first orders, we get first dibs, and you'll get at the front of the line for getting shipped out on the 30th of June. And then, of course, everyone else is this is going to launch soon for everybody, like in the next 2 or 3 days. So that is the Higherdose Body Sculptor. And I'm telling you guys, I have been talking to them about this and giving them feedback and all of that stuff for like a long time. They took a long time to get this one right. Lots of iterations, lots of tweaks and changes and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for them for this. So that is from Higherdose. Last thing I just wanted to mention, even though it's not super duper new, but I haven't talked about it on YouTube at all, is the new ZiiP Dot. So this is specifically for acne and for pimples. Now, the deal with this is it's basically, if you happen to have the ZIIP Halo, it is the problem solver program in a device. So if you have the ZIIP Halo, you don't need this. You already have this in that. But this one is pretty cool because the price point's a little bit lower. It's perfect for like teenagers or for family members. If you have, like I do, a couple of teenagers, although I don't think I could get my son to use this, but I have a couple teenagers, and if they both would use it, they could certainly share it. We could disinfect it and they could share it. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to target the bacteria in acne. Now there are positive and negative charges with the device and with bacteria. They attract to each other, and basically it neutralizes that bacteria. You actually can feel, if you have a pimple, you can feel the zippiness of the bacteria literally getting sizzled. That's what I like to think of it. It also has the nanocurrent in there that ZiiP is famous for. So it has that just built into the device. It has 2 different programs. You do not need an app or anything like that. So you turn it on and you can either do 90 seconds because you want to just target one little pimple like this, and that will do 60 seconds of the microcurrent, and then it'll do 30 seconds of the nanocurrent. Or you can do a full 6-minute treatment, and it's just the way that you determine it is by how you press the button. It's that simple. And that treatment does 4 minutes of the microcurrent, so you can do your whole face or wherever you are experiencing a breakout, and then it will do 2 additional minutes of nanocurrent. So that's it. It's very, very simple, and it is very much for people with acne or with pimples or breakouts, etc. It's really good for the undergrounders. So if you have a pimple that you can feel but you can't see, or you know it's never going to come to fruition and it kind of hurts, this is perfect for that, because that current goes in and attacks the bacteria deep down and can help with that inflammation, bacteria, and help to kind of heal everything underneath so it goes away faster. So that is the ZiiP Dot. And I got to tell you, when I first saw this, I thought, I'm not so sure how that's going to be in the hand. Like, is that going to be weird ergonomically? Like, I wasn't sure. And then I got it and I was pleasantly surprised that it's actually really easy to use. And I kind of like that you literally can put the pimple so you can see it and you can sit and work it like this. And you just know you've got that like in the middle of being zapped, and it kind of makes it a little bit user-friendly. And I think it's perfect. They come in a bunch of colors. So it's kind of, I think, geared toward teenagers because it's cute and it's effective. It's non-invasive. So you're not, using like benzoyl peroxide and stuff like that. not saying anything bad about any of that kind of stuff, but it's a great way to treat pimples and acne without any of that kind of stuff if that's what you're into. They did do a new gel to go along with this that is more geared towards acne and acneic skin and breakouts, etc. So that comes in the box. And little tip, when that gel runs out, save that one because it's the perfect size for traveling with your ZIIP or with this guy. So don't throw it away because you can refill it. All right, so that is the ZiiP Dot. All right, you guys, those are all of my new discoveries for the last several months. Let me know which of the lasers that you want me to test out, and I will do that. Let me know if any of this was new to you, and let us know something new that you have found that you want to share with the group, because it's kind of fun. I'm always interested in what's new out there and the fun new stuff that we would normally just read in a magazine, but here we have it in this digital magazine. I hope you're having the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.